Hey, what's up? This is Chris McCulloch for Seaman High Video News for the 29th of November. This is a busy weekend for the Vikes, and to start things off, let's take a look at the play The Boys Next Door, which will be playing tonight, Friday, and Saturday.
The time has come once again for this year's fall play. This year's play is called The Boys Next Door. It is centered around 4 adult handicapped men who live in an apartment and are overseen by their social worker, Jack. The leading roles of this year's play are Adam Schreiner, Greg Meyer, Colin Kroom, Thomas Sharples, and Billy Clark. The play has been moved to November 29th, 30th, and December 1st. I spoke with the director, Ms. Husted, and this is what she had to say.
Hello, I'm Miss Husted. I'm the drama teacher here at Seaman High School. We're doing The Boys Next Door, played by Tom Griffin. We have changed the dates to November 29th, November 30th, and December 1st because the lighting construction. We are getting some awesome new lights. However, it set us back in our deadline. So things are progressing really well. It's a wonderfully funny show, and we hope a lot of people come out to see it. It is about 4 handicapped men, but it's not a downer at all. It's very, very funny and very appropriate. And I'm very proud of the cast and crew. We've been working around the crew of the lighting construction dudes, and we're trying to share the same space with them. They're supposed to be done this week, so we hope we can get in there and get our brand new lights rocking and rolling for the fall play. Please come see it. It's $4.
Thanks, Ms. Husted. This year's play, The Boys Next Door, is promising to be one of Seaman High School's finest performances. We hope to see you all out there. Thanks.
Now let's make sure to support the theater department by checking out this great play. Drinking and driving is a major problem in this country. Seaman High School set up a mock crash to make people think twice before they get behind the wheel. Check it out.
This year, Seaman High School and SAD, along with the help from the local sheriff and fire departments, provided us this year with a mock crash. Seaman students also participated in the crash. The participants were Therese Ford, Tiffany George, Cody Waterman, Brian Ashtonhurst, Nick Butler, and Ashley Doyle. The scene showed a horrible crash after an intoxicated Brian Ashtonhurst wrecked into a car filled with 4 students. As the other students' reactions showed, the fake crash seemed very real. As you watched the faces, you knew how real it felt. I spoke to 2 of the participants involved in the crash.
I learned about the consequences that people can have when they drink and drive, and just the way that it can really affect people, their decisions. And I learned that law enforcement officers and the people that work the crashes they really care about the people, and I really respect what they do for their jobs and everything.
A mock crash that drinking and driving was stupid, and that you'd probably feel really guilty if you actually, hit someone and killed them.
The mock crash proved to be a great success. I spoke to Mrs. Sittenhauer about how she felt about the performance.
This year's mock crash was incredibly successful. I felt like the students really got something out of it, especially in the North Gym afterwards. They had the assembly where different people spoke, and we had the slideshow that represented Tiffany's life, and then the casket that came out the very end, I think, made a big impact on them.
A lesson was learned here today at Seaman High School. I now know that I have a different aspect for the horrors of drinking and driving. It feels more of like a reality for me. I hope we've all learned a little bit more. I know I have.
Thanks, Brett, for that great report. Now let's go to Andrea Phipps for her coverage of a couple signings for some Seaman High School athletes.
First of all, it's a great day at Seaman High School. We've got 2 of our finest student athletes here that are going to sign national letters of intent. Rebecca Bueller is going to sign with Washburn University to play basketball, and Chris Carlson is going to sign with Kansas State to play baseball. It's not very often that we have 2 outstanding students that are able to sign on the same day. They're both, the families are good friends. It was kind of their idea to do this together, and it's a unique situation for us. I think we're going to start with Rebecca first because she's a female. Rebecca has been I'm not going to steal all of your thunder here, Coach Alexander, but she's been a 3-year starter for us. And I looked over the stats that Coach Alexander put together, and one of the things that really stood out for me as an old basketball coach, that she has shot 52% from the field in her freshman, sophomore, and junior years, and 77% from the free throw line. And, you know, she shoots a lot of free throws. I guess the one memory that will always stand out for me, Rebecca, is when we were playing and you got fouled at the end of the game and you had to make 3 free throws. It was a 3-point shot and you had to make 3, and you went up to the line and calmly made all 3 of them. And everybody was so excited, and I just looked because I was back underneath the basket, and you still had that look on your face that we're just tied up now. We've still got to win the game, which we did. But your intensity and your focus are amazing, and I know you're going to have a great career at Washburn University. I'm going to let Coach Alexander talk a little bit.
Okay. Well, I just, I want to let the families and everything, just, a few things. You don't, as a coach in high school, you don't get a coach a Division I caliber athlete that often. You know, when you do, it's a special thing. And really, Rebecca, you probably don't do a ton of coaching, because when she came in, the skills she had and her work ethic and everything kind of speak for itself. So, so to say that I do a ton of coaching, I wouldn't necessarily say that that's true. A lot of that is innate in her, and she does that because when she hit the free throws that Mr. Dietz was talking about against Topeka West. I know that I've heard the story that when she was a sophomore against Blue Valley Northwest, she was on the line to tie the game, and she happened to miss those free throws. And she went home that night and shot until she made 100 free throws. Now, that was a February basketball game, and it wasn't warm out. And so that's the kind of dedication that has brought her to the point where she could, hit the last shot to send us to the state title game last year. And it's just an honor to be able to be, to be in the room and be associated with it. And, but, this is not the end, because we have a lot of unfinished business this year to take care of. And so it's just congratulations to you and your parents.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, first off, I want to thank my coaches for all supporting me, and especially my parents for taking me to all the practices throughout my whole career. And thanks to all the fans out there for coming and watching us play and supporting us. And hope you guys are there this year when we're taking the state championship. So.
Okay, we'll wait to do the signing if you want to wait just a minute. Parents, you want to have anything to say?
Just real proud of her. She's has worked real hard from a young age. And we're proud of her for her accomplishments in basketball, but also for her academic accomplishments. We're pleased that she works hard at anything she tries. So this just is a little bit at the top of the pinnacle for us. We're real proud of her.
It's a good point. Neither one of these athletes would be here if they didn't have great grades and are good students. Chris. Chris has been All-League his sophomore and junior year in baseball. All-City first team his sophomore and junior year in baseball. Chris is also an outstanding athlete, as we all know, with our football season this past year. As a junior, he was our starting tight end. He was moved to quarterback and just calmly went 9-0 and won the Centennial League with a lot of help from a lot of these young men out here too. But Chris is a leader. He's also a great basketball player. I'm sure it was a tough decision for you to make. Maybe not, I don't know. But you could have played a lot of sports, and we all know that. Chris is, I'm going to let Coach Bushnell talk a little bit about his stats, but I guess the one thing that came to my mind as I mentioned about Rebecca is I always remember Chris on the mound in Salina when we were in the semifinal game, and he's pitching against, I believe, the #1 ranked team in the state. and Chris was the winning pitcher in that game. And again, just the focus and the intensity. There's a way to pick out a winner, and you can see it on their face, and the results were very effective. He's been a great player and a great athlete and a great student here at Seaman High School. Coach Bushnell.
Thank you. I'd just like to congratulate Chris and the Carlson family and just being able to be here and have the opportunity to speak at this occasion. Chris has been a 3-year starter on the varsity baseball team, and there are only a couple players that have ever had that opportunity to do that. Chris is in the top 6 in several different categories, and by the end of this upcoming spring, I'm sure he'll be in the top 3 and at least those 6 and a few more. But what Chris has been able to bring to the field and bring to the team beyond the statistics or just an attitude and a desire to play and prepare in this game and be the best that he can possibly be. I know he's worked and his family has worked extremely hard. They spent many hours, I'm sure, traveling and taking Chris to practices and baseball games, and today it's just kind of the culmination of all those long hours and all the hard work that he's put into giving himself the opportunity to play at a great school and a great conference and to compete against some of the great players across the nation at the Division I level. So there are a lot of people that have gone into making Chris and giving him the opportunity to do the things that he's going to be able to start doing next year at Kansas State. And I'm just a very, very small part of that. And Chris has made me a better coach. And all I've had to do is make sure that I put Chris's name in the lineup, and that's going to make me look good. So I congratulate Chris and the Carlson family on this big day.
I'd just like to thank my family, especially my dad, for all the hours he's put in coaching me. And I'd like to thank everybody that's ever coached me, football, basketball, or baseball. You guys have really helped me out, and I'd like to thank all my teammates that I played with. You guys have made me a better player, and thanks for everybody for showing up and supporting me.
Chris's folks, Dan and Kim, you guys want to say anything?
Yeah, we're extremely proud of Chris, and it has been a long road. A lot of nice motels we stayed in. A lot of good meals we've eaten. But all the sports Chris has played, he's got great coaching in the Seaman system, and we got a great school here, and with great kids, and so we're really happy to be part of that and happy to be representing Seaman. Thanks.
Thank you. I'll get out of your way. If parents want to stand behind you.
Time is 10:10. 10:10.
This morning in the Seaman High School Library, Chris Carlson and Rebecca Mueller signed letters of intent for Washburn University and K-State University.
I wanted to sign at Washburn because I knew that my family would be able to watch me play, and I knew my friends would come watch me play. And Washburn's just a great university, and they're going to do a lot with their program in the next couple years.
I didn't think this many people were going to show up, but it's a big turnout, and I'm really thankful for all these people to be able to show up.
Congratulations to Chris and Rebecca for those great achievements. Tonight we have a special feature from our principal, Carolyn Orozco. Let's hear what she has to say on some important issues around Seaman High School.
Hi, I'm Seaman High School Principal Carolyn Orozco with my principal's perspective for November 2001. Community service is a very important part of the educational process, and students at Seaman are once again involved in a variety of projects which help make this community a better place for everyone. During the holiday season, the spirit of giving runs even higher, and I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you about some of the things going on at Seaman during the upcoming weeks. During the month of December, each seminar class will be challenged to come up with a community service project as a part of the Seaman High School's participation in the Character Counts initiative. Caring is one of the primary character counts pillars, and the holidays seem like the perfect time to put this pillar in action. In addition, most of our school clubs and organizations will be participating in some kind of project which will help make the holidays brighter for people in this community. We're very proud of our students and the goodwill that they share during this special time of year. On another note, you may have noticed that Kansas assessment scores were printed during November in the Topeka Capital Journal. We are very pleased about the improvement our students showed in the areas of math and reading. Much of this progress is a result of some intensive curriculum alignment that's taken place over the past year. The Kansas assessments are a critical piece of our school improvement plan, and the state of Kansas expects that our students continue to show improvement in academic areas. In our January newsletter, we will give you an in-depth look at our results. Finally, on behalf of the entire faculty and staff at Seaman High School, I wish you a wonderful holiday season. May the upcoming weeks provide many opportunities to spend time with those you hold most dear. Thank you.
This is going to be a busy week at Seaman High School. Let's check out the events that will be going on this upcoming week.
On camera?
Well, thanks for sticking around, and don't forget to watch the rerun of this broadcast at 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Tune in next week for more Viking video news. See you later.